snacks.
Well, we can't hear you.
I thought it was just me for a second there. I started reaching my headphones. Can't hear you at all. Can't hear you at all. Well,
while he gets things in line, welcome to LS Weekly,
yes,
where we get together once a week and we talk about things happening in pop culture. Whoa! So you lose your audio, we lose. What the hell?
I'm telling you, it's Wayne Tech, man. It's Wayne Tech, bro.
We lost you. Still didn't get his audio. Now we got him back. Let's see.
Still can't hear.
Flip that mic. He's like, I'm gonna go out, come back in. Yeah, your box is moving, so it's registering.
Yep, can see you perfectly fine. It's moving and shaking.
My man was like, I know he said fly. Fly though. Oh man. It was funny as while the timer was ticking down, this dude Ty was actually in the chat. So I don't know. I
feel like even here since last night.
Oh no. Oh, whether he was sitting here or not, I think that's like a record right there. My man Ty was here when the timer actually kicked off.
Ty Lloyd. Is that what we gotta do? We have to put a post up the day before just to remind him.
Well,
hey.
I think he missed the post that Weekly wasn't on Tuesday, clearly, and it was going to be on Wednesday.
So he just was refreshing his page, just waiting.
He was just waiting all night long, even the wee hours.
Oh, man.
Like, these guys are not here.
So while we get him back in here, let's go ahead. Let's do our jobs, get those out of the way. Jokes, go ahead.
Gotcha. We're going to throw that up there. Good to go.
Of course. And while he is doing that, I will go ahead and shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, and Alex Lee. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
I guess it's kind of his flashpoint. I hear a little extra audio there, so I think
he might be back. Yeah, he's back. He's back. Microphone check. Microphone check. 1, 2. What is this?
Guess who's Bizak?
Hey!
Yeah, the internet is special. It's super special.
Now that's gonna be in my head all day. Guess who's back?
Well, all night.
Well, you know what I mean.
That's what I do, dog. Earworms is part of the. That's part of the jam. Part of the jam.
So,
what up, Alphonse?
Hey, Ty, man, you get anything good for your birthday, bro? That's what I really want to know. Did you get anything good for your birthday? I mean, I know it was like a little while back, but
yeah. Hey, Chad, wish Ty happy belated birthday. Ty's a good dude.
What's going on, Heather?
What up, Heather?
Ooh, Heather, I'm happy to see you here this evening. Always, but hey, jokes. This show is front loaded. So you have some things you need to talk about, and we need to put you on Front Street first and foremost.
Oh, I'm on Front Street.
Yeah. Yeah, because like if I don't let you talk about the stuff you want to talk about now.
You know how the show gets when it comes to rails.
So Candace,
that's fair, and that's if I can, because you know what, my stuff is starting to glitch out. Okay.
Yeah, I know
now.
Hey, but listen, I know you want. I know you got it. See, it's right on time.
You're reading my mind. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna share my screen so we can watch this right quick. Where are we at?
Boy. Make sure it's the right one.
Oh no, I'm not sitting out here. This is the right one.
It's been 28 years since I've been on the set of Power Rangers.
It's choppy.
Crazy to think about that.
It's choppy.
It's surreal. It's been a great experience.
Oh, man.
It's been very nostalgic.
Don't do this to me today. Like, you didn't have this issue last time.
So the audio is low. Yeah, I know my audio was high.
It's been really exciting to film a 30-year anniversary special.
Let's be honest, the main reason we're here is to see these characters, these actors that we're familiar with from 30 years ago.
I think the audience is going to be, first off, excited to see a bunch of us retro Rangers come back.
Directly two actors who were Power Rangers 30 years ago,
Boy.
and actually some of the other actors too, Steve and Kat. It was a really interesting process.
Hello, mother.
Meeting
Yeah,
fans,
Jay
one thing
Robert
always
didn't get
ask,
him.
Are they ever going to get the band back together?
Just getting to work with Walter. Obviously, we have a long history together.
Well, David and I, with him as Billy and Zach being Zach and Billy, it's funny how similar it is, but in a different way.
My man said, just put the link in the chat and talk about
Stephen. And then Catherine.
it. But I think is probably the best thing to do right now.
Yeah, you about to be real. I think
it's
it's even kicking on my webcam right now.
Glad to see them.
There were a couple of us that had
All right, yeah, let me just go ahead. As much as that would have been
never
cool
been
to
on camera
watch.
together before.
That joke took my man out, dog.
Separate cast. We've never actually worked
This is
together.
our first time working together.
Just coming back to the show in general.
It did. Like it even took me all the way
We're
out.
a family of
Bruh,
Rangers.
my man
so
said I can't do
finally be on
anything,
set with them was
bruh.
really interesting.
All right, buddy.
That joint don't want to even stop right now. Okay.
I got it. Your joint, you just behind, bro.
You can click it off over there. Cool.
Dog, you're way behind.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that normally has the Wayne Stark tech.
Hey.
Hold on.
Listen. Don't try to throw me no shots here. Let me help you, bro.
He got the Wayne Stark tech.
Right, for both.
Right.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Oh man. Jokes. I can't even.
Yeah. This joint is like not
I don't
liking
even
me.
see you, bro. But I see
Okay.
this though.
Maybe.
F them Giants. We ain't about that. My man said Wakanda loans are 24/7. Hey, listen, here's what we gonna do, son. Get them out of here, man. Get them out of here for a minute, dog. You know what I mean? You know what that means, son?
What that mean?
I mean, we don't have to talk about Power Rangers or wrestling.
Wow.
We could just
talk about anything else.
skip all that. That's right, Doctor Who. Tell him. Get that light. Hey, look, I will actually address wrestling for him for a moment. Only because WWE Raw turned 30. 30th anniversary of Raw. And I know there was a time, at least, when you were
Die hard with it.
about it, bruh.
Die hard with it.
It's the thing, and I don't think I ever got diehard with it, but I was about it. Like you know what I mean? Like there was a moment. Hey, there's your face.
Hey,
Maybe so.
buddy.
I mean, I see you.
You're there.
I hope that joint, like, I'm looking on my side now. Oh, nope, there you go. It kicked in. That's why I say, look, like there was nobody in that joint. But okay, I think I'm good now for whatever reason.
Hey, everybody's here with you. I mean, you back now. Yeah. So we just decided to skip Power Rangers, man, because we don't care. But
we'll come back. Go ahead and finish what you're doing.
See, okay, we're skipping that.
We're gonna come back.
We don't talk about it. It's a 30-year reunion for Power Rangers, right?
30 years.
Yeah, that's disgusting. So why is WWE? Why is Raw and Power Rangers both 30?
I know you got both your loves both turning 30.
Oh,
He barely
it's
30.
perfect, right in line with each other. Like it's nuts. What you mean? I'm over the hump.
But barely.
Here we
You're
go
barely.
again. Sean's not liking me tonight.
Yeah, you chop city. Chopper chicken, Chopper City. That guy behind Joe's gonna body slam him. Unfortunately, he has passed away. Did he not?
Yeah.
Yesterday I think he passed away. Or at least that's when the news got reported that he passed away.
I didn't know this particular wrestler, but
yeah, I was
seeing the love and support come out just from all types of wrestlers from throughout the community and everything has been kind of like amazing to see for real.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Hey, Kermit, I might say, no, I didn't want to see no dad bods in a Ranger suit. Listen,
you'd be surprised, bro.
Netflix does. Netflix want it all, bro.
And they're gonna tune in and get
Kay?
those views.
Nah, yeah, Marcus, it's like that, bro. Like we don't let them Rangers. Power Rangers was cool for like a season and a half, 2 seasons. I appreciate its longevity, but that thing wore out its welcome long before they just started redoing it and just putting them in a new place. They just went from Angel Grove to space to firefighters or something. I don't know. They do
time travel, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I saw a joint posted on Twitter yesterday because they announced like the first full season female Red Ranger leader. And then I seen people being like, I don't even need no whole full season. I already had my female Red Ranger for whatever. And I was like,
right.
All right, Green Ranger's still the best joint.
All right, I think we're in order now.
I doubt it.
No, I think for some reason, my wired connection has got an issue. So I just unplugged it and went wireless. You would think it'd normally be the other way around, but
no, we had that discussion once already, so I ain't even gonna say nothing about that. I'm gonna just leave it alone. We already went down that road. All right, so this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Jokes.
Yo,
what are you most looking forward to about this Power Rangers reunion?
Finally getting to see, for me, Walter Jones, Zach, and David Yost, Billy. The two of them back on screen is probably the biggest thing that I'm super happy to see. We've already seen Rocky and Kat both on screen at different eras during newer recent seasons. But knowing some of the behind the scenes on the David Yost side and the things that happened when he was on set way back when, I'm really happy to see that it's gotten to a point now where, he's coming back into the fold for it. As much as I would love to see, every single person that's currently alive, rest in peace to those that are not here with us, be able to be a part of this, just still being able to see, they're still, in a sense, the core team of Rangers. When in the original series, Jason, Trini, and Zach, they passed their powers on to the next generation to take their roles when they decided to step off. So they're still as much a part of that core team. But finally getting an actual real anniversary special is actually a feat.
Was there a fake one?
So they've done like these in between where they've invited, some of the original cast back to guest star and to be a part of the show in different ways. Johnny Young Bosch has been back multiple times.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Exactly what's happening? This is not. They're doing an episode, like a show. Is it like a movie?
So it's like, from what I'm understanding, it's more like a movie. At first, when I first heard the announcement, like sometime at the end of last year, it seemed like this was going to be. Taking part.
How many people have there been? Like 100?
Yeah, probably.
Like 100. If you include the Asian people who are in the actual Ranger joints when they got helmets on, the old film too was like
easily. But they've done like other things where they've involved, Rangers from different seasons, but there never has been an actual one that was specifically a Mighty Morphin type of anniversary and anything else. They've brought in Rangers in different aspects, but nothing ever really solid, I guess you could say it is for it. So, but this is going to be its own thing. Like originally, I think it was supposed to be a part of like one of the current running shows, and it was only going to be like an episode or two. But I think because of the fact Hasbro getting their hands on it and then partnering with Netflix, I feel like that communication was probably like, no, that needs to kind of come out and be its own standalone type of feel to it.
I mean, look, I mean, I wouldn't even. Who knows if that has anything to do with Hasbro?
Tons of things
like
for it.
Netflix jumping in and being like, we want something exclusive to us.
Oh, definitely on that side. So technically, yes, the four of them will be suiting up, but Adam, I'll say the Ranger name, Adam and Aisha will also be in it. Now Aisha, of course, was the Yellow Ranger who actually had the mantle passed off to her at one point. But my guess for this show, we do know they're going to introduce the daughter of Trini within this anniversary special.
I remember talking about that.
And I imagine she's probably going to end up becoming the Yellow Ranger probably at some point in the anniversary special, which I think would be an absolute cool thing to actually do, since we, of course, can't have the original actor Trudy Trang to actually portray Trini in the anniversary special.
I don't think so.
Nah, Rich.
But that a Gundam ain't live action. I mean, look at it happen.
Listen. We're not gonna get too far ahead of ourselves. We got the Amuro Gundam movie that's coming. We're gonna get that first.
Baby step.
Yeah.
Baby step.
Because
let them get that full size joint in Japan flying first, and then.
Yeah,
that's a whole beast in itself.
All right, Jokes, listen to me. That's enough Power Rangers. You got 30 seconds to tell me something about Raw being 30.
Right. So Raw turns 30. I laugh at the logo because I feel like the logo.
It looks like a porn site. Yes.
100%.
It looks like a porn site.
But Raw turning 30 right at the same time as Power Rangers is super epic. Raw has been on TV. At this point, they've advertised it as the longest episodic show in television history. It has more episodes than The Simpsons. They've said it, but I don't know how. Maybe if they're stretching, how they'll stretch it a little bit. But I guess continuously, Raw has been on Monday after Monday, other than like certain specials and things like that. But I'm happy to see that Raw has made it this far. I'm happy to see WWE has made it this far.
It's sickening, Ma.
Yeah. So I expect some cool things to happen during the 30th anniversary. Like the biggest one that's probably going to happen. The Bloodline, like Sin, I know you're familiar with the Bloodline.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready to watch on Monday just because Rhea's gonna fight somebody. That's all.
I know you are. The Bloodline has called out and said that all members of the Bloodline from different generations are going to be in attendance on Raw. Which to me, it seems like we're going to end up seeing the setup where The Rock is going to show
Mr.
up
Terramana
to end up setting up the fight with him and Roman Reigns. I think that's probably going to be the big thing to happen on the 30th anniversary of Raw.
Yeah, as long as he don't come on that joint talking about the hierarchy of power in the WWE.
Hey, if he says that on Monday,
he probably will, because he's gonna say that to the Bloodline. Hey, this is this hierarchy right here. I'm here.
No, he's not, bro. Yeah, look, man, for real, shout out to the WWE and for having Raw, you know what I mean, just be on TV so long and be so consistent and run the way it has. Obviously, it grew to a point where they had to adapt and add other things and have SmackDown and have they just the WWE kind of sickens me, the state of affairs and things that are happening there and who's running it and all that or whatever. So like, even if I wanted to support it, there's a part of me that just feels like I can't. But I do have a high appreciation for it because, like I tell people all the time, like the only real sport left is pro wrestling. So That and God, MMA boy.
Hey,
hey,
that man ride tang, boy.
That joint you sent me late last night, early day was brutal.
Hey,
it was brutal.
Yeah.
I was crying with him.
Yeah. All right, look, I'm almost scared to do this. But jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're back on Wi-Fi, let's see if we can get this Mandalorian trailer up and popping.
Oh, watch. Mandalorian trailer is going to work with flying colors out here.
Oh, you changed your connection, man. Don't blame it on Star Wars. You know what I mean? Blame it on Lord Zed, dog. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. Tell you about the Kevin Nash thing, because that's a little worrisome. But let me get this trailer up on yonder. Play that.
Our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for? Being a Mandalorian is not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy. That way, you'll never be lost. I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
May the Force be with you!
This is the way.
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
Hang on, kid. This is the way.
Get out of my way, Slim.
That joint is shaping up, bruh.
I'm ready.
That joint is shaping up. Ubi. They got a problem on their hands, bruh. They cannot mess this up. You right, Todd. That's exactly right. Is Grogu gonna become a Mandalorian? Yeah?
Listen, by the time this is over, I
ain't see his little chainmail armor, dog.
Give my man a whole suit.
I would love to see him with the helmet and everything on.
Slim.
You know how fast those would fly off the shelf?
Are you kidding?
Grogu and Mandalorian armor?
It'll be like Tickle Me Elmo days. Gonna try to go in there and get one of them off the shelf.
Yeah, you're right, Marcus. Best Star Wars show out. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy, man. I'm ready for that joint. I don't have a lot to say about it. I almost don't even really want to speculate. I mean, we kind of speculated at the end of the last one about what we thought we were going to see, and they confirmed it in this that he is going to go back to Mandalore or whatever. So now it's just like, all right, man, bring the people, bring the party. Let's go. Let's get it popping. I just need to see it. Let's make it happen. My expectations of that is going to start slow. There'll be a little bit of excitement in the first episode. It's going to be slow for probably the first 2, maybe 3, and then it's just going to pick up. And once it does, it's going to be that. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Jokes.
Yo.
So hey, Ty. Hey, Ty, did you get a Mandalorian helmet for your birthday, buddy?
He was like, I already had that.
People asking how's Grogu back. Hey, man, listen, stay off Twitter, bro.
Yeah, don't even.
That's not our platform no more, man. You gotta get out of there, bro. Don't let it happen to you. What up, Slade?
Yo.
Him. Yeah, listen. Pedro's only ever really done one thing that he did I didn't like, and that was Wonder Woman.
Agreed.
I ain't even gonna blame him for it. You know what I mean? It's not his fault.
He tried, but I mean, he
Hold
has
on,
to.
man. Doctor Who, you fought a grown woman for a Cabbage Patch. Fought a whore for the tickle me elbow. That girl.
Doctor Who ready for it. Doctor Who is
ready.
ready.
When were you fighting for these things? I don't understand. You shouldn't know. Straight up. You know, jokes. I went on the internet today,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to tell you what I found.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you what I found. You ready?
Go for it.
Wham.
Oh, that.
Hey, bro. Stadia is officially a wrap. Today is the last day. You go to the website right now. This is what you see. Stadia's first and final game.
You can play it
now.
For the next couple of hours. Because it's over. Would you like to play Worm Game? Now, jokes.
Yep.
As an early adopter of Stadia, as a founder, you got your money back, right?
I sure did.
But you have your controllers, right?
I do.
Okay. Did you know that Stadia did an update to their controllers Monday?
Sure did.
You know what it does?
It allows you to use that jump Bluetooth now with the other stuff. But here's the thing. I still ain't going to use it because that controller is wrong.
You don't like it? Them thumbsticks not all set.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It is what it is. I don't know what. Yeah, Perk. It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
Oh yeah.
Super dead. Hey, listen, Ty said he got that Mandalorian for Christmas.
Oh, he did.
Did you at least wear it on your birthday, sir? You know you can't take it off. That's not the way. You
already failed that.
Going
to work and like, I can't take this helmet off.
You were a kid fighting a grown woman for the Cabbage Patch? Hey, listen, you better still have that Cabbage Patch.
Mm-hmm. You swing on somebody for it. You keep that thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a badge of honor right there.
Here's what I want to know, Sin.
What's up?
What do you think went wrong for Stadia?
Jeez. Probably a little bit of everything. Like Google trying to, get their hands in the video game market and start their own, like, Stadia was their version of a console. You put out your controller, you put out all stuff. Everybody has Xbox, everybody has PlayStation, everybody has a Nintendo. Trying to get in that market, I think, was a long shot. I mean, salute for trying it, but I just think they didn't have the product wasn't up to snuff. There wasn't any games there. Just across the board, just failures left and right.
Perfect. Google was behind it. That's what went wrong. Hey man, listen, Google has stuff
Google's solid, but
I mean, look, Google is very well known for starting things and not following through with those things. It happens a lot. But I don't know any very large companies that don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft has it. Amazon has it. All of the billion and trillion dollar companies, they all start things that fizzle and don't. Now, the difference between, I would say, what Google does and what a lot of other companies do is that Google does stuff from a very front-facing standpoint. They announce, hey, we're doing a thing. Mm-hmm. They'll have a whole conference for it, bring people in and whatever, right? Microsoft will just buy something and try something and do it in the background, right? And they might have meetings with, because they're doing office stuff and stuff with businesses or whatever. Yeah. They scoop some company up that does some kind of AI thing or whatever. And like, if you're not looking for it, you wouldn't even know it, right? But I mean, you could say that, but then let me ask you a question, Perk. Type your email account in the chat for me. And then tell me how long you've had it. And then by all means in the chat, go ahead and type your YouTube page in there for me as well. From the, from where you're actually watching us from. Because Google has stuff that
Right.
comes off. And Chromecast is still a thing. There are still people who use them, who have them. Like, it is still a thing. So, like, they do some things that exist, right? Or they change form or whatever. Like, I was one of the people early adopted that had Google TV. Had several.
I remember that.
You know what I mean? And it's not that it doesn't exist at all. It's just that Google is Android. I mean, I don't know if you have an iPhone or not, but if you don't have an iPhone, you have Android. That's what the market is. Like, it's just those, really. You know what I'm saying? And so, even though Google TV as a box that connected to your television doesn't exist anymore, Chromecast is basically Google TV, and all TVs now basically have Android built into them. They're all Google TVs. That's how it works. So if you don't have that, if you have a Roku, you have a Google TV. That's Android. Like, it's just, they do stuff that works. They're everywhere. I might say getting rid of Hangouts was dumb. I mean, look, clearly in some manner, it wasn't working. But here's what I'll tell you. Hangouts was ahead of its time. Because if Hangouts still existed, that's probably how we'd be doing this right now.
It probably would be.
We used to do stuff like this at one point, years ago, right? But, it's just, Marcus, you still have your Chromecast. Do you use it, though? Like,
I have one, but mine's in the bedroom to watch TV and stuff, but I'm never in there to watch anything. So it's just collecting dust on the TV.
I purpose said, I'm just saying, whatever they come up with, the idea never lasts. Whatever happened to that Messenger app? I mean, listen, look, all companies at some point, especially very large companies, make an attempt to ape what they see happening already. So, like, yeah, the Messenger app, but it doesn't really compete with WhatsApp, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not super popular somewhere outside of the US.
True.
Right? Like, it's just like, we don't really use WhatsApp. But anybody who speaks other languages here,
that's what I use.
Yeah. Like, we don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really a big thing for us, but it's a big thing for everybody else. Marcus said he uses it once in a while if he's not using the Fire Stick. Hey, but you know how that Fire Stick run? It's Android. You know what I'm saying? So, like, look, Jokes, what do you think? I mean, I don't really need to know what you wish you would have seen, because I think we kind of know what that is. But, like, what do you think happened? To me, they have the money to make it happen.
They got the money. I think they bit off a little more they can chew with the cloud gaming aspect. Like, we knew Microsoft obviously had been working on the cloud infrastructure for some time. They've let us know about it. It's like, listen, there's this thing that we're working on, and they had been working on for some time. I think Google just tried to, like, jump square into it, and I think they probably had some of the right pieces they had, but I don't think they worked very hard to nitpick and finite the details they needed to it. Because the thing was, it worked. Like, it worked to a degree, but if they'd have had maybe like if they would have had like maybe like at least an exclusive game to kick things off, something to entice people a little bit more to come to the platform. That would mean
an exclusive title,
like, say, in the beginning. Like, obviously they had certain titles like Destiny, things that people were already engaged with that would be able to transition pretty easily over to it. Now, this was before. Now, I will say, for Destiny, this was before cross save and cross play was a thing.
Correct.
So when Destiny came out, it was cool. You started on there, but it wasn't like you were going to be able to transition, like, say, your save from PlayStation or Xbox over to it. You were starting from scratch.
Yeah.
So that was a little down, but again, I guess gave some people that necessarily, if you didn't want to spend the money on at the time, like the 1X, because I don't think the Series X was out just at that time for it. So a 1X or a PS4 Pro at that point in time, that could have been a good lead into being able to play games. But I think they bit off a little bit more that they could chew, and instead of taking maybe say like another year, maybe 2 years to really to delve into it a little bit more. I think they just wanted to get out before Microsoft threw out their product.
Yeah.
But sadly, I think they just did it too quickly.
Yeah, I mean, look, Perpetuity honestly just thinks they didn't know what they were getting themselves into as far as gaming, and thought of just off the name that people would sign up. I think anytime you're trying to change the way people do something that they're already doing, there's gonna be resistance, right? And the idea is sound. We're gonna make it simpler. You already have a laptop, you already have a computer, it already works. You pay for the game and you play it here. You buy the controller or whatever, and you play it on the stuff that you already have, right? And yes, you can do it on a TV, or you can do it on your laptop, and you can jump from one to the other, or do it on your phone or whatever. And truthfully, it sounded right. A person said they should have done something with Fortnite. I mean,
I don't know exactly when you say
Fortnite
something with
wasn't
Fortnite,
quite the powerhouse it is at the time they made that announcement. The other thing is, look, I do think it would have made more sense for them to have already had some studios that were theirs working on projects that they could have used, you know what I'm saying, going forward. Ty said, I think I'm going to buy a PS5 digital so I can play Spider-Man and The Last of Us. HBO Max made up my mind for me.
How did HBO Max make up your mind?
Because of Last of Us. I don't know how it was Spider-Man, but okay. I get Last of Us.
No, I think he's just saying because he wants to play Spider-Man and The Last of Us.
Okay.
And HBO Max made up his mind for him. I feel like, one, again, people, even though people are dumb, right? And so, but a lot of times what happens is you have to jump the gun in order for people to go where it is that they really don't have a choice but to go. And so what I'm talking about specifically is going away from physical media. So that's one strike that Stadia, I just think, has against it, period, right? They're just people who are in a place, in a state of mind, especially at that time, where they're just like, you mean I can't physically get it if I want it? Right? And sure, digital PS5 exists now, and a Series S exists now, and they don't have drives on them, and there has been an Xbox that didn't have a drive on it, and whatever. And no, most people don't buy discs for anything anymore. But the idea of not having the option, it just scares people, right? And then it makes people think, well, what happens if this doesn't work, or if it goes away, like this in particular did, right? I'm just out that money. I don't have the product anymore. I don't, whatever. And it's like, well, I'm going to be real with you, Jokes. You might have some VHSs at home.
I sure enough do.
You might have a VCR.
There's 2 of them in the basement. One works. I haven't used that on ages, but I know one I believe works. I don't know about the other one though.
I mean, people nobody's using their DVD players. People got hundreds of DVDs. Nobody's using them joints. They're just not. Their DVDs are in a closet somewhere. If they happen to be on a shelf, they're not opening them and watching them unless they just can't see that movie anywhere else. Yeah. They are on Netflix, on Prime, on HBO, on Peacock. They're not. Nobody. Who's doing that?
Listen, I wouldn't even want to grab a DVD out to put it in a player anyway.
Look, I'm not getting up. I'm lazy.
And the fact it's going to look horrible. It's going to try to upscale it, but it's going to look horrible.
With me, I go try to put in one of my anime DVDs and get 2 episodes. Then I got to get out and change the DVD. Oh, no, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, no, sir. Not happening.
It's stressful. For my own collecting, I much prefer hard copies because I don't trust servers and apps and stuff not to crash or to be removed. Hey, listen.
I feel you, Zay.
This one's for you. Welcome to the show, Ellie.
Listen, Dragon Ball Z, all them VHS. I swear I have every single one of those.
You're not using them. You don't need them.
I ain't using them.
Can I tell you something? Jokes? Give them to a museum, dog. They're trash or they're collectibles. You can pick. They might be both.
The Z,
but,
you know what? I will tell you, the Dragon Ball Z ones, I would say collectibles. Only reason why, when on the spine, when you put them all together,
you out. Go grab one right now.
What? Just grab a VHS?
That's what he said. If it's a Power Rangers joint, dog, I'm gonna lose it.
It's not. Hold up.
Go grab a Power Rangers one just because. Please, Joe.
You know, here's the thing. It's saying that you are like,
oh yeah, this
like the collector in me. I thought it was gonna be a problem for me too, like getting over. Like I had so many video games and I had this big.
I'm gonna grab. So this is just. This ain't a. Oh Lord. On the right way. This isn't a movie. Like, well, it is a movie. This is a recorded one, but this was back. Mom's. This was.
We don't need to know about you and Tatiana's home videos.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't
this,
like it.
This is actually cliffhanger. Believe this one.
Ew.
This is actually cliffhanger.
I hope it's not the dude tape of Titanic. Nah, man, the double Titanic, and yeah, the Tatiana, exactly.
The Power Ranger VHSs are like in a bin in the closet. Like I have a bunch of those, but
is it labeled Power Ranger VHSs?
Nah, I think it just has
Power Ranger bin.
Chris's tapes or something. I don't know. It's something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't go through that.
Chris's tapes. Yeah,
I wouldn't go through that. But yeah, but like nah, like. When I turn on my Xbox and my PlayStation and I go through all my games, I just see it as my collection. Like, look at all my joints. Look at all this stuff I got. Like, I don't even. I
got so much gauge. Same way, I've come to the point where now just looking at my hard drive and seeing all the games, I'm like, I'm happy when I see like, I got a solid collection. Like they was making fun of me over the weekend because we were trying to play Back for Blood, and I'm going through, they're seeing everything because I was streaming it, showing somebody something, and they're seeing everything that's in there, and knowing on them like, "Dog, why do you have all this stuff?" Like, I paid for it. Like I'm just keeping it.
Like, my game.
Yeah, but you're never gonna play Anthem again. So what? I paid for it. It can stay right there. Like,
I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it's downloaded, but you can see it in there, and you can always re-download it if you want to or whatever, right? We played Anthem not that long ago. Tell him chill out. It was terrible, but we did. I mean, look. Listen, I think Stadia was a good idea. Mm-hmm. In a way, I'm sad to see it go because I do think they were just a little too far ahead of the curve. And I think that if the pandemic hadn't hit, I think Stadia would still be around. Mm-hmm. I don't think it would be doing great. But it wouldn't be. But I will tell you that the effect that the pandemic had, where like if somehow Stadia managed, like if they had gotten ahead of the development game and actually had stuff, you know what I mean, and was really able to push that, the fact that it was so hard to get a PlayStation 5 or get an Xbox really could have set Stadia off, you know what I mean, on another plateau. But they also promised a bunch of stuff that just didn't work. Like it just wasn't there. Right? Like, oh, you can stream it, and as you're streaming it, somebody can just pause it and be like, I want to play that, and just play it. You know what I mean? Or pick up where you was. Man, that's fake. No, that's fake news. That's Milo Connect right there. Like, that's not real. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. At least you can still use the controller for something if you want to. In a pinch.
Very true. Hey, it's cool. I may just try to link it up just for fun, just to see how see how it interfaces with other stuff. Like
that could be your travel controller. We can play stuff on mobile now and everything. You know what I mean? Or you can keep it as a piece of piece of gaming history. Somewhere.
That's it. I'm gonna say travel controller. I'm taking my Elite controller. You out your mind?
Exactly. Yeah, don't take that joint.
You out?
Hey, listen, you can take that joint with you, but player 2 get that joint. like you not.
Nah, I didn't. Like I didn't even know this conversation was even gonna come up anyway. Like,
so you said cliffhanger right there. That's your favorite go-to movie.
What it is? No. So right here in my room. So this was. I have the entertainment system is still here. This is where I used to have my Magnavox TV that I had like my N64, my Sega Genesis all hooked up to.
Oh, that was plugged up to, yeah.
It finally went out, so I still kept the entertainment system because it's got drawers and things in it. So one of the drawers is just because it was made for VHSs. It's just full of tape still.
Hey, dog, throw the whole drawer out. Throw the drawer out.
It doesn't come all the way. Like
on top of the. Nah, it comes out.
It probably does.
I'm
not fooling with that right now.
There's no such thing as a drawer that doesn't come on. Like, you can take that joint out of there, buddy. It wasn't in there when they built it. They built the joint, then they put the drawer in. That joint comes out, trust me.
I don't remember that far back.
That is my man. Cliffhanger of our movie. That is Nerd Talk Prep. Yeah, I will. Let me tell you what we're not gonna watch for movie club ever. Curveball, a sin.
What's that? Damn curveball. Where is this going?
Yeah. Is water wet?
Yes, like,
is it?
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Is water wet or does water wet?
I don't have alcohol in me for this type of question. So I'm just going with my original answer. Yes, it's wet.
Hey, Jokes, is water wet? Zane says no.
I would say no. I feel like when water comes into contact with something, it makes it wet. Like
that too, yes.
Hey, listen. We was having a session, bro. We was having a whole session, bro. Oh. Yeah, Ellis said it isn't wet. It isn't wet. Water makes things wet. Water isn't wet.
Oh, water can be in a state of wet.
Water, what?
It's wet.
How can water be in a state of wet? Your shirt can be in a state of wet.
Yeah, I was gonna say water would either be a liquid or a solid for a state. I would think. I don't think there's any other ones than that.
It's matter
or gas. You know, I'll take it back. It can also technically it evaporates.
It can turn into a gas.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
Jokes, is fire burn?
You said, does fire burn?
That's not what I said.
That's what you said.
I said, is fire burn?
No. I'm gonna say no. That don't even sound right.
And water isn't wet. That's where I'm at.
Yes, Doc. Yes, Doc. Yes, Doc.
Yeah, Marcus.
Marcus says, I want no parts of this. I'm just gonna sit here and watch. Oh
man, listen. All right. I don't want to go no further because we could do that. We could do that for like an hour.
That's facts.
We really could. Hey, Jokes, did you watch Velma?
I did not.
Sin, did you watch Velma?
Ain't no way.
Damn, you just.
Hey, look. As soon as I saw it, taking a spot out there somewhere from like the worst movie ever, I said, yeah, I'm a hard pass on that.
What do you mean the worst movie? It's a show.
Yeah, but it's a pass on the IMDb Dragon Ball Evolution of being like worse than that. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to waste my time on that.
Look. So my only thing, like, I want to watch it, but I feel like everyone is going into it with the expectation that this is going to be, it's going to be Scooby-Doo to a T, which they straight up said like this ain't Scooby-Doo, so
right.
Don't expect that. But I still think a lot of people. Said watch Velma, stop lying.
Ty, you know better than that. How did I watch that?
I did. I watched it. Hey, bro, listen, man. I gotta see what the hubbub is. You know what I mean? And I need to see what they're trying to do. And here's why.
And plus, I'm not the super biggest like Scooby-Doo fan ever, so it didn't. Yeah.
Me neither. But you know what I was a big fan of? A pup named Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Fire
is incredible. It's incredible. And it is a pup named Scooby-Doo is the Scooby-Doo what Teen Titans Go is the Teen Titans. 100%. Same thing with Flintstone Kids. Same thing with Popeye and Sons. It's like they just took it, flipped it, made it funny, made fun of itself. You know, Freddie always, let's split up, gang. You know, like all of that stuff, bruh. It's just so real. There it is, BP. My man said, "Hey, listen, look at Ty, ready to go. That means Ty likes this show. That's exactly what that means." With Velma, a new one. Sure, maybe even Tiny Toons.
Oh, I love Tiny
Toons, but not really. Tiny Toons to Looney Tunes is not quite the same thing.
They weren't the same characters. They were like offshoots of like
they were a younger generation of characters coming up under their tutelage.
And they were still in it. Like they still had like their guest appearances that they did in the show for it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's actually one of my favorite Super Nintendo games that I played. Was a Tiny Toon show. That show was actually
one of your favorite joints.
Maybe
favorite. Like Baby Looney Tunes, yeah, Marcus. Maybe Baby Looney Tunes or something, or like
Baby Looney Tunes, yeah.
But even like, I mean, they did like Muppet Babies, but Muppet Babies isn't. It's not the same thing. It's not like taking what the format of the show, like Scooby-Doo as a show. It is comedy, but it's kind of spooky. It's a little bit like there's a format to it, and they had a bunch of shows that were that format. Chan and the Chan Gang, and there was a bunch of shows that they had that just all basically did the same thing. A bunch of teenagers running around solving mysteries. It was a thing for whatever reason. My man said I never watched it.
Elevator go down.
Elevator, that's it. Elevator go up.
That was what?
That baby plucky, bro. So I decided, okay, let me see what they're doing, right? Because I don't care that they make Velma not a white girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't bother me, I should say, that they do that, right? I guess I'm not bothered they made Shaggy black. We did it. When we was in high school, they would take any character and make them black and just put them on a shirt. Bugs Bunny was black. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we did it all the time. So, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Alex said his favorite was the new Thundercats. I mean, okay. I'm glad you like it. I wasn't a big fan of it, but it's the same principle, right? That, like, it's almost like the Brady Bunch TV show. When they did the Brady Bunch movies, they were almost like a satire making fun of the Brady Bunch show. You know what I mean? It was like a comedy of the comedy. So I figured, let me just check it out and see what it is. And it's over the top. It's gory. It's foul language. It's absolutely for adults. It is in a lot of ways what the Harley Quinn show is. It just happens to be Scooby-Doo. I don't really look at it differently. I also don't think it's anywhere near as bad as people are making it out to be. I think people are just in shock because they're changing so much.
They changed.
Like, literally, like, you know, Velma is Hindi. Daphne is Chinese. Well, I don't know if she's Chinese. She's Asian. But she has, and her mother, she has mothers. She's adopted. She's got mothers. Wanda Sykes is one of the mothers. She's a cop. And then the other mother is a white cop. So it's a lesbian police couple that is mixed, and they have an Asian daughter who has dyed or wears a wig to have red hair. It's a lot going on, right? To me, most of that is just for shock value and just kind of for like messing with people. There's an underlying story that exists there that is an origin story that about Velma, where like her mother just disappeared one day, right? Like she got up and she left and she never came home. So it's just Velma and her father met somebody new. Again, there's comedy stuff mixed into it, but the underlying story is that Velma doesn't know, like, she doesn't really know Freddie. She knows of him. Her and Daphne used to be best friends. They came up together. She knows Shaggy, but they're not cool. Shaggy has a crush on her. She don't even really think he's alive, you know, whatever. And for her, deciding to kind of follow mysteries or whatever comes out of the fact that her like mother was a mystery writer.
Mm-hmm.
And her mother one day got in the car and left and never came home. And they found the car and never found her mother. Right? And so they don't know what happened to her. And so she's haunted by the idea in her head as a child. It happened when she was little, that she's the reason why her mother left. Like her mother left because, or her mother died or something happened to her and it was because of something that she caused, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might be old man Curly the whole time. Hey Ty, yeah, like look, here's the thing. I don't think the show is bad. I think you absolutely have to go into it with an open mind, but you almost have to be prepared like you're watching Family Guy or American Dad, but it's Scooby-Doo. At least so far. It's only 2 episodes that's been released so far.
Okay.
So I watched the first
one. I thought they dropped the whole thing. Oh, damn.
No,
okay.
It's only the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
So again, people are being very judgmental and saying they hate it. It's the worst thing ever. It's only 2 episodes.
2 episodes. Okay. I thought the whole thing was dropped at one time. Now I'm like, shit, really?
Nah, I do think people are blowing it out of proportion. But again, I think that there are people who are blowing it out of proportion because everybody has embraced change except for Freddy. But they're doing, like a lot of the things they're doing with Freddy are exactly the same things they did with him in a pup named Scooby-Doo. You know what I mean? He's a rich boy. His father died. Like it's, and it fits. And here's the thing. I laughed sometimes. Again, it's over the top. It's gory. It's foul language. You know. It ain't bad, though. It ain't great. But it ain't bad. And I'm still on the fence about whether or not I'm going to like it as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see what happens in the next episode. That's where I'm at, right? Because they kind of are pushing this idea. They've already in the first 2 episodes kind of made it like what happened with her mother is not what she thinks happened. And she's pushing to try to get Daphne to give her, because Daphne's parents are police. I'm trying to get her, my mother's file and find something about it or whatever, right? So they're kind of like building to something. And she has this whole thing where like anytime she goes to try to solve a mystery, she has like these panic attacks that look like a ghost of her mother is like attacking her or doing, you know what I mean? And so it's like, and they do it, it's funny. It's in like a funny kind of silly, like, yo, this joint is killing you kind of way or whatever. But I do think there's something there. I think most of the people who are angry about are just like, they don't
just mad already because of those changes that have already been.
They just don't want it. That doesn't mean it's gonna do well, because if people don't want it, whatever. But in that same light, did either one of y'all watch The Last of Us?
Yes,
I haven't watched Last of Us.
Let me tell you something.
I've heard nothing but amazing.
Heather, hold on. So Heather asks, does Velma have a crush on Fred by any chance? And maybe, like, not really. It looks like it might end up being a thing between Velma and Daphne, because like Shaggy has a crush on Velma. I would just, it's like the episodes aren't that long. Like I would just watch the first couple episodes or whatever. J. Robert Dean said, I haven't watched Velma, but when I heard about all the changes to the characters, who did that? It seemed like they were just shaking up everything up for shock value, and the mass weaknesses in the story. I mean, I think there is some yes and some no to that. I think that the shock value doesn't have anything to do with. I think for most people, the shock value is what race these characters are. And that really holds no. It holds. All right, look, man. Other than the fact that, like, as Black people, some of the stuff that they do with Mystery Inc., we just wouldn't do.
Facts. Facts.
So
guys, do you guys want to get together and we can go hunt down ghosts? We can go in these places that probably
Hell
have
no.
no business.
Nah, dog.
What?
I'll be
For
sitting
real?
here on my Xbox. Call me when y'all get home.
That's why. That's actually why there was only one black Ghostbuster. But I do think though that in terms of like the shock value, say if you reboot and alter the source material that much, you have to be a strong writer to carry it off. I don't know if Kaling is that strong a writer. It doesn't interest me enough to see, honestly. I mean, then it doesn't matter, right? Because I don't know anything about Mindy Kaling's writing. I'm not watching it because she's writing it. For me, she's just Velma in the show, right? I'm watching it because I grew up watching Scooby-Doo, and this is another take on it, and I just want to see what they do with it. You know what I mean? And the other part of it is, and here's the thing: we come from a niche community. I am a person who happens to be a part of a community that consistently changes the race of characters to cosplay those characters all the time. I am a part of a community that has changed who Velma is and what Velma does and what Velma wears to make her hot and spicy and sexy and whatever else and pose pictures, lingerie, whatever. Like, I'm part of that community. They do it all the time. And we just accept it. Oh, that's kind of cool. They changed it up. They did a new take on it. And we roll with it. You know what I mean? So the idea of taking characters that fit into a particular formula, this is who these characters are. These characters in a lot of ways are still these characters. You're right. Did it for the money. I said I'm from a community. You know the community you're in, J. Robert Deans? That community. It's we see it all the time. People do their own takes on characters that we love all the time. And when somebody decides to do it and make it mainstream, we get a lot of pushback. But the people who are pushing back generally are not people who are from our community. They're more mainstream. Like, I know Scooby-Doo and I grew up with Scooby-Doo and I own Scooby-Doo because I love it. But you don't own it, right? And for those of you who feel like you own it, go watch the old Scooby-Doo again.
That's
I'd be happy. Because what I can tell you is you're not watching the new Scooby-Doo when they do it exactly the way they've been doing it for the past 40 years plus. So to me, it's like, okay, well, if you're going to take a property that's as old as Scooby-Doo is, then yes, do something different with it. That's why Power Rangers is still on TV. They reboot Power Rangers like every 3 years. It's new characters with new powers, same colors. New characters with new powers in a new place, doing the same thing. New animals. Now we ninjas. Now we dinosaurs. Now we cars. Now we, like, it's just, that's what you do. So I don't have a problem with people being upset with it. I'm not even telling you it's good. I am telling you it's nowhere near as bad as people are making it out to be. Right? I just think people need to be more open-minded. If they did a show that was this show and it wasn't called Velma and there was no Shaggy, no Daphne, no Freddy, but they were these characters,
nobody would bat an eye about it.
They just be like, oh, this looks like one of those Netflix original comedy joints made by somebody that's whatever. Oh, Mindy Kaling's doing the show. And it's about this girl who her mother went away and it's comedy and it's whatever. The fact that it's Velma is a lot of what I think is throwing it off. Marcus, you're right. It is Beast Wars. In a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. It is. It's Beast Wars. Which brings me to the last thing I want to talk about other than The Last of Us. All I'm going to say about The Last of Us is if you haven't watched it, watch it. That's it. I have seen some blowback about the fact that they changed Joel's daughter. Joel's daughter is mixed race. and I've seen some blowback about
As
it.
usual.
I didn't have any problem with that. She did a phenomenal job.
Me neither. I also like that. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, I recognize this little girl. And I seen her and stuff. I didn't realize that was Tandy Newton's daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think she's great in it. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Regardless of if you played the game or not. As a matter of fact, I think if you haven't played the game, I think it's better to watch it. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not a big fan of the games. I'm in love with this show. At least this first episode. And it's like
hour and 20 minutes.
Hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, damn, it's a movie. I like that.
Yeah. I think one of the smartest things they did with this first episode, without spoiling anything for people to go watch it themselves, was taking that first half of the episode to basically focus on the daughter. I thought that was great. Because from all of us who played
they give you a lot more versus the way the game starts. That's
like, I love the way the game starts, but like I said, not to spoil anything.
You don't need it.
We've played the game, so we know how things turn out and things that happen. So seeing it through like this character's eyes in the beginning, getting some extra time and all that kind of stuff was just really, really, really dope, and it helped made that specific.
It does a great.
More
great
impactful.
for setting the rest of what has to happen throughout. But just man, listen, just watch that joint. Just watch it. I love Last of Our Us so much. I'm gonna pull us in.
Wait till it ends.
Don't do that.
Don't do that to yourself.
I mean, you can. I don't know if you're familiar with the games at all. I think you haven't played the games or whatever. I know a lot of people are going back and playing the games. I think that's gonna ruin the experience. That's what I really think. I think if you're watching the show, watch all the way through.
I actually re-downloaded it only because I'm at the end. I'm like 80% done with it. I just never.
What you talking about? The first one or the second one?
The first one.
You never finished the first one.
No, I'm at like the very end. I could probably take a Saturday afternoon and go push through and just beat it. So I'm probably just gonna do that, just so I can say, all right, it's done.
I mean, cool. At this point, sure, but like,
I'm already at the end of it.
I just.
And depending on how I feel after I finish it and sit and watch the episodes every week, I might go ahead and jump and catch part 2 on sale or something like that at some point.
Here's what I'll say. It honestly probably really is the greatest video game adaptation to movie/TV that has ever been done. It's better than Sonic. like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that with a caveat only because, yes, The Last of Us is a game. But it's a little more story than it is a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like, I don't think that the game, like the gameplay mechanics in it are incredible. I think the second one is better in terms of like versus the first one. I don't think the gameplay mechanics in it are incredible. I don't like, that's not what people talk about when they talk about that game. They talk about the story. And so it makes sense that they do, and they should be able to adapt it the way they adapt it. Right. And I also think the timing is like you're like you just did the finale of The Walking Dead. And they do a great job of like really explaining to you. It feels like a zombie apocalypse, but they're not zombies.
Right.
Why it's different, why it's kind of worse than that.
Yeah.
How it like it's just, I mean, as a whole, the story is very smart. It was smart when they did it as a game. Having Neil Druckmann as the writer of the game be like intimately involved with this. Even the changes they did make, again, it's only one episode. It could totally go off the rails.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Next week.
Of course.
But as of right now, just for what they have, it's incredible. I highly encourage you to go watch it. The last thing I want to touch on is, something like The Last of Us reminds me of how big of a deal it is that we're living in a time where we can finally see the things we've always really wanted to see done well on the big screen and on TV and animation and stuff like that, right? Like because, and we've had that discussion so many times, right? That like the people who grew up watching it, who loved it and were in love with it, are now the people that are in control with it. It's not just some businessman who came up with it, who's now kind of like, well, this is what you need to do if you want to make it a movie, right? But I have come to the realization that I'm at a place in my life where, to an extent, I'm getting ready to age out of my nostalgia. And for the sake of jokes, I have to be ready to make room for Beast Wars and all the rest of the crap that I was too old for and didn't like and hated because they were, to me, watered down versions of things that I had and I loved, but they grew up on it. You understand what I'm saying? And now those people are beginning to be the people that are at the helm. And now I'm gonna have to see them do like a live action Hey Arnold. And I gotta watch do a lot. Like, I don't even know what kind of crap you're sitting on. Like, whatever you got in that VHS drawer jokes, I don't want none of it. And like, I'm trying to mentally prepare myself to accept that now it's your turn to start getting the things that you really love. You know what I mean? Growing up. And like, I'm fortunate in that over time, because of who I am, because of the kind of stuff I love, and I never really let it go. You know, look, I probably got the pinnacle of all versions of pinnacle from my personal, like my nostalgia, whatever. They put all 3 Spider-Man in one movie, dog. Like that joint happened, dog. Like it happened. You know what I'm saying? And I've been listening to you, dog. Oh man, they gotta do a Beast Wars movie. Hey, dog, shut up. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
But they do. But they do, bro. And I like, they have to do it. And they have to do it right. And I'm gonna be real with you. Even if that joint is incredible, listen to me, jokes. Look in my eyes, jokes. Just look in my eyes, jokes. It's just me, you, and the whole internet. No matter how good that joint is, this is for you too, Perk. I'm gonna hate on that joint, dog.
Do it.
It does. Listen to me. It doesn't matter how good it is. I'm gonna hate on it. But I want you to know that, like, deep down inside, though, I really am so happy for you that, like, you're getting that 30th anniversary of Power Rangers that you really want to have, and that you're getting Beast Wars, and that you're like, I had that. I got my Transformers. They tried to give me a He-Man. I chose like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we had ours, and there's a generational gap between us. There's a full 10-year gap between us. And eventually, right, that gap will go away for you, and it'll be Zaina's turn, right? And all the stuff that she came up. Dog, when they do like some kind of a weird CG live action Blues Clues like murder mystery joint, dog, like
is that already a thing?
I mean, they did. They did. I don't think there's a murder mystery Blues Clues, but like,
murder mystery. Okay.
You know, dog, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that, like, that is one of the things that actually is beautiful about what we love and what we're into, and that we are in a place where that actually can be a thing, right? Because now they're at the point where they're ruining things that I did like as an adult, like The Matrix. They ruined it. You understand what I'm saying?
Terrible. They continue it. Like, obviously they wanted to bring us back into, like, I personally
hold on. So, first of all,
Zack Snyder's Back Guardians.
Are y'all ready? I said, are y'all ready for Zack Snyder's Back? I ain't gonna lie. As long as they get the music right, I'm there. Bangers, bro.
J. Robert Dean said it for you.
He did. You know, like, You know, it's funny because like I can remember like growing up and like being showing it'd be a song or whatever, or like, you know, just loving hip hop the way I did. Like it'd be, oh my God, this is the craziest beat I ever heard. And it just like it's just a sample of something that like my mother grew up on. You know what I mean? And my father like, oh no, that's so and so. It is, you know what I mean? Like when Aaliyah, when they did the remake of At Your Best, and Aaliyah singing, and it's the craziest, this big hit on the radio or whatever. And it's like, well, nah, that's Isley Brothers joint. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Like they just redid it, right? And so like that's already kind of come back around for us. It's about to come back around for you, Joe. So like you might feel old, but they haven't really made you old yet, right? But that time is coming. And so I look at like nostalgia and what it is, and I know we go through these waves of like nostalgia. But it makes me wonder, like, what are a couple of, give me like 2 or 3 things that are like, you're just waiting for them to do what they're about to do with Beast Wars for you. Like, what am I missing?
You know, I can obviously for me, like, you know, Power Rangers would be my one big thing. And I think how they tried to do, oh my God.
Hip Hop Harry, dope, dog. Hey, listen.
Terrible time.
And like how they tried to do the remake of Power Rangers in 2017, which it wasn't bad, but because of where they were, it just did not hit the way that it could have. Maybe if they had released like, here's the 30th anniversary, now we're going to do a remake of Power Rangers, maybe it would have hit a little bit differently. And I'm kind of hoping they may try to do that with the 30th anniversary and maybe pass the reins of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on. So maybe a younger group could take over and maybe revitalize it. And maybe that could be another season that could come about. But who knows? But
I just want more Power Rangers. It's not like there's no old cartoon. There's no like you just want. And here's the thing, because here's the other thing that's kind of crazy.
What is a hip hop?
Hold on. Did you really say what is a hip hop? Hey, listen, I implore you, go on YouTube and look up Hip Hop Harry. He is a big golden bear that look. Hey, listen, for real.
Oh my God.
For real, it's Joey Crack. It's really it's Joey Crack as a bear, gold chains that like he got a library, and they listen. The kids come in and they do the Hip Hop Harry dance circle. To learn that joint is crazy, bro. Robert Pattinson is your Gabba Gabba. Y'all getting out of control. Live action Metroid. This is one of the things that I learned that I thought about though, is that like what's kind of crazy. Jokes is that a lot of what would be nostalgic for you all was nostalgic for us when you got it. Because by the time y'all got Dragon Ball and it was on Cartoon Network, that joint was already old.
Facts. Yeah, made his money over there, and then over here. Made his money all over again.
Yeah, because once I found out about it, like I literally started finding out about the international channel. And once the international channel became a thing, I was literally like 30 episodes ahead of everything at that point forward.
Man, do they have to do a live action Dragon
No, it could be CG, but no, it doesn't need to be live action.
I mean, and you know, I don't know jokes. Like again, I think a lot of the stuff that y'all had was stuff that was like you did kind of come up on stuff that we found as mostly teenagers, but like
true. Like during that time, especially like with Power Rangers, like they just literally tried to take the whole Toku thing and they tried to run with like every Power Rangers work. So then they tried to latch on Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, Superhuman Samurai. Like they literally tried to do. I wouldn't actually, you know what? Superhuman Samurai. I feel like if they did that in a time now, I feel like it would be a lot better than what it was they tried to pull off then.
I don't know what that is. I mean, I probably do. Like, I probably would if I saw. I know when you said Beetleborgs, I was like, okay, I know what that is.
You're
that
familiar. You heard Gridman. I think you may know.
What?
No, Sin, you
I know,
probably wouldn't.
I know
know
Gridman, like the anime and stuff. Yeah, I know Gridman.
That's
Okay.
what
I
Superhuman
know
Samurai
Ultraman.
is. That's what Superhuman Samurai is, Sin. They just took one of the seasons, brought it over here, but instead of it being like the typical like Japanese way of it, it was just kids somehow found out there was a virtual world, went inside, and they became Gridman. That'd be the easiest way to say it.
Okay.
And J. Robert Dean said, "Jokes, take notes."
Hey,
having this ran 20 years.
I'm ready to have this in 20.
Not Bluey, dog. You know what though? At some point, right? Bluey has to have a comeback, which is kind of like, ew. Fun fact: Beetleborgs Boys did better than season 2 of Power Rangers. Only script because they ran out of footage.
Yeah.
That's. I think that was timing. Beetleborgs was coming on in the morning, and Power Rangers was coming on after school. So what happened with Beetleborgs is Beetleborgs was coming on in the morning, and it was running, and it would stay on TV, and like kids who were still home, like kids who were not old enough to go to school, were watching it because it was on, and they were home, and so it was different from Power Rangers, where like kids might come home and watch that joint, and moms might just be like, I know you better cut that TV off till that homework done.
Yep. I mean, Power Rangers have prime time spots.
That's a tough time to really be fighting for ratings when like kids are coming home from school and they really should be doing everything else besides watching TV.
And not like I was gonna say, like Power Rangers have prime time opportunities as well. Like when like major events happen, like when Lord Zed came into the mix, that was shown at 8:00 on like a Monday night. It was like, and that was like for a whole solid week. I will never forget. Yeah, that took prime time hours.
I'm glad you had that, bro. All right, well, look, one day we'll have whatever jokes is actually something he forgot about that he's not thinking about right now. That as soon as we start going live, he's gonna be like, "Oh,
yep, y'all see what such and such to me."
That's fine. The only thing I do want to like, we're not gonna try and pull up the trailer or nothing like that, but I wanted to put this up so folks could see the picture of the cast. Like I know some people will be familiar with some of them, just so they'll at least get a shot of it. But this is pretty much the core from the original season that's returning. So from my understanding, yes, that is actually Alpha 5. So Alpha 5 will be coming back into it. And then the younger girl, of course, that you see on the front is the one that will be portraying Trini's daughter. Right. So,
but who is Trini's father?
There's been no mentions of that, so that could be something maybe they'll explore
tie into the story and something like that at some point.
With it, they've already with that one picture, like Marcus, you said this earlier. Adam has on a jacket that says SPA on it, which is a precursor to one of the other shows called SPD. So they're already tying in, it seems like, other Power Ranger series into the originals, kind of, I guess, like creating and starting elements of other things. So like I'm eager to see where they run with that, but that's the core of everyone, at least that they've announced. I'm sure they may have something hidden up their sleeve that we won't get to see until April when it comes out, but we shall find
100%.
out.
100%. It's all as long as the things that you love are still available. That is definitely one of the most beautiful things about this whole thing, that you still are able to get that. I was gonna ask about if y'all saw that the like soft ban on MCU movies is supposedly over in China now.
Oh
no, I didn't see that.
They're gonna release Black Panther 2 in China like February 7th. And then on the 17th, they're gonna run Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's some rhetoric. Like they didn't make an official announcement, like saying they were banning them, but the last MCU film that came out in China was Spider-Man. And there hasn't been anything that's come out like she never hit. None of those ever hit there.
They get the Disney Plus shows. I mean, I guess it really wouldn't matter. Like, they could put it on a VPN and just access that. But
Well, I mean, the general consensus seems to be that they like did a soft ban because they were mad at Chloe Zhao. And because she directed Eternals. But when she was doing like press for, she had kind of come out against like some of the
For
about
what was
the
that
kind
movie that
like
won
that.
all the awards?
And
Or
so they kind of did that. Alfonso, I'm with you 100%, dog.
I wouldn't mind seeing Voltron doing live action. I feel like, I'm be honest with you, a lot of the giant robot things, I feel like depending on how the first iteration of Gundam comes out on Netflix is going to potentially steer the direction of how some of those could potentially be a thing. Like I have high hope.
I'm scared.
I don't think Voltron needs a live action. I think what they did with that new Voltron show was incredible. Like
The show was fire. Ooh, J. Robert put the question out there. Vehicle or the Lion Force Voltron?
Lion Force.
Lion Force, baby.
Lion Force. Vehicle.
I gotta finish watching that redo of it, that remake of it. I think I've only seen the first 2 seasons of it, but it was really good.
Oh, it's fire.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they've seen all the Toho monster movies. You got me, dog. That's not my wheelhouse. That's outside my wheelhouse, buddy. Yeah, Lion Force, baby. Yeah. I remember the first time I heard that there was a Voltron that was Cars, and I was like, "Why?"
Oh, I found it. I found that out too, and I was like, a part of me was like, I want to watch this just to continue, but a part of me was like, no, I have to watch. I'm gonna watch Vehicle Force at some point.
Here's the thing. I like the way the individual lions could run around. I don't know, there's something about them being in the lion and run, you know what I mean? And like,
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I bought Voltron, the original animated series, when they released it on DVD, and they released them in the tins.
The 10 joints
that were each the lions. I bought every one of those.
I got them joints right in there.
Yeah, I bought every one of those.
Joints right in there.
Nope, they just
taking up space, bruh.
You ain't lying.
Taking up space, bruh. Them joints are just pollution now. Okay.
Captain Planet? Or do we count Don Cheadle's live action?
Only if it's Don Cheadle's joint, I want the live action version. If it ain't that version, I don't want it. I don't want no parts of it.
I made my mother watch the joint with Don Cheadle and Kevin Hart when he said how old he was.
Yeah.
Today. My man said she's got both Voltrons together. I mean,
you know what?
Between Voltron, Transor Z, which was like what it was here, Mazinger Z, basically everywhere else.
Yeah.
Man, that. Like I said, this movie anyway, as they are only linked to the story in the U.S. Man, they're completely different stories. Subtitle episode much better for both series. I believe that 100%.
Always when they bring it over here, some of them they try to splice them together, and then it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Jokes, you got a job to do, man.
Yes, sir.
You were about to do your job. Joe's gonna drop that link. While he's getting that link in there for you all to hit beacons and follow along. Saying you got a job to do.
Yeah, so let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, Tyrone Carson, Meticulous Skin, and Alex Lee. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Loading Snacks movie of the month, Kingsman: The Secret Service. Discussion is next Wednesday evening. It's the 25th. Get your minds right for it. I haven't seen it.
I can't believe you haven't seen Kingsman, man.
Nah, because it looked corny to me. But I had to listen to Kay, which also just made me not want to watch it.
Oh, this is gonna be
not
fun.
not specifically because of K, but because he was sicing it. And like I've told y'all the story about me and 300 and how like people just ruined it for me. So by the time I watched it, I was like, this joint ain't even. Hey, listen, Alex, I hear you. I'm a hater. And I'm real specific. And I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to try to temper my expectations.
I can tell you.
Fighting, and I know it's corny.
Yeah, I agree with Alex on this.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, jokes, I can tell you exactly what we are going to hear on Wednesday. When we are watching
that's
this.
dumb.
There you go. Hey, this joint dumb.
I don't know. I think he may be. I feel like Gage may be okay after watching it. With I don't think it'll be his favorite, his top. I think he'll just be okay with it.
I don't listen. Again, I'm trying to temper my expectations. I don't have high hopes because people keep telling me how good it is. So that to me means okay, just bring it down. Yeah, I heard about the Rainbow Six movie news.
Michael B. Jordan.
I'll only care when it happens. I like right now.
Wait, is Kingsman better than Black Adam?
He's saying it is.
Yes.
He said it's better than Black Adam.
Yes,
no, I see a
Black
question.
Adam.
I see a question mark at the end of that. I'm
It does have a question mark.
Yeah.
I'm answering your question, Alex. Yes,
I'm going to say yes.
Black Adam.
It changes the hierarchy of power in those type of movies, I guess.
I know that was coming.
That if it's not, I'm gonna let you know. Oh, you gonna hear it from me? Cuddy says, much as I like Sam Jackson, I never saw the movie because it seemed suspect.
Well, now you have a reason.
I like Samuel L. Jackson for certain things. I don't like him in everything, but I do have a certain kind of expectation of what I'm getting when he's in a movie. That's, he said it's not a question. It just had a question mark.
Okay.
Cool.
So, I mean, the truth is, it is a question because it remains to be seen. Because I haven't seen it. It's not a question for you. You think it's better than Black Adam. Maybe I won't. I guess we're gonna find out. Y'all tune in next Wednesday.
Facts.
Because it's gonna get live, y'all. All right. Hey, listen, make sure y'all just kind of pay attention. We got some things that are brewing. We'll try to keep you as abreast as we can. We have some things we got to record and get going for Patreon. Just keep your eyes there, please. I love Brosnan and Aldous Hodge. Ooh, Black Adam was a chore.
You know what?
Apparently, what?
I would say, he brought up Aldous Hodge. They are actually in DC and they're recording Alex Cross. My man is Alex Cross.
Right.
Dr. D actually hit me up.
Yeah,
it was like, hey y'all, this dude Alex Hodge is Alex Cross right now. I was like,
yep. He texted me a couple hours ago. I was like, all right, that's cool. I'm
not an Alex Cross fan, but you know what? I'm intrigued to see what he could do with the character.
Same here. I'm a fan of Aldous Hodge, so I look forward to seeing what it's all about.
He was like my favorite character. The heck is the name of that show?
Leverage. That was my guy, actually. He was absolutely hilarious.
That's where Alex Cross character came from?
No, that's where I know
Aldous Hodge from. Okay, that's what it's gonna be like.
Because he's on they have a follow-up, Leverage Redemption. Yeah. He's on that too. I haven't caught up with that one yet, but yeah.
Yeah, that dude. That's
Alec,
that one.
Alec Hardison.
All right, y'all. It's been real. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us for almost 2 hours. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. We out. Toodles and loose.
Loading snacks.